introduce yourself to our site visitors, please?
Hi, my name is Brett Scallions, and I've been an alcoholic for, no, I'm kidding. Brett Scallions from the band Fuel.
That kind of video. Great, well, how are you enjoying Carolina Rebellion so far? You guys are hitting the festival circuit hard this year.
Yeah, no, it's great. I always love doing stuff like this because, we not only get to play a fun show for thousands and thousands of tens of thousands of fans, but we also get to see a lot of old friends too, between the guys from Alter Bridge and Five Finger Death Punch and Kid Rock and Stained and stuff. So it's always good to see some old buddies. So
I heard it's like summer camp, like everybody gets a reunion.
Exactly, it's like a family reunion up here, man. So it's good stuff.
Absolutely. So what can you fill me in? What's been going on with the band? I know there's been some news.
Some news, yeah. We released a new record on March 4th, and it came out of the gate really nice and strong, and we had a number one song on Billboard, or number one record, I should say, on Billboard on the rock charts. So
that's Soul to Preach, right?
Well, the first single was Soul to Preach too. The actual record came out number one though. So.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we've done really well so far. So and we've been out supporting it and touring and playing shows, and the fans have been amazing as always. It was exactly what you hope for, so good times.
So can you take me in the recording process for the album and tell me what the mindset was like for like one or two tracks in particular?
For one or two tracks in particular, like
that stand out to you?
Oh, every song is its own kind of entity, and like when I write songs, I'm never trying to make one flow into the next kind of thing. And when we went in to make this record, I had a batch of songs that I'd been writing over the years, and I didn't even know what I wanted to do with them. I didn't know if they were going to be Fuel songs or if they were going to be Brett Scallions solo song record or what it was going to be, And so I just been writing for the sake of venting out what I wanted to say. And that worked to my advantage for sure, And then I started writing with my guitar player Andy Anderson and my bass player Brad Stewart, and those guys are very creative and very artistic too, and they had some great ideas, great song ideas to start from, and we would throw out some guitar melodies or whatnot and stuff, and I would take them back and I would just sit with them and try to find where they needed to be, and then we would rehearse and write with them and finish them out. And it's the artistic process that you really always hope for, and just kind of work collectively together to try to find a common ground and make the songs the best that they can be. So
what's always fascinating to me, coming from a songwriter's perspective, is the ability to tell a whole story and evoke an emotion in a listener in a 3 to 4 minute time frame. Is that, how does that work, the process work for you?
That's the hardest part, man. It really is. Right? Lyrically, that's like, musically you can write anything and come up with it fairly, if you know what you're doing, you can come up with it fairly quickly. I feel like, but when it comes to lyrics, man, there's songs on the new record that I wrote 3 or 4 different sets of lyrics for before I actually felt like, okay, this is the one. Yeah, exactly. And with me, with a song, I always try to start the song, and I always try to finish the story. At the end of the song, the story is done. Give you one thing about that is I learned that from country music, because country music is like, I grew up in Tennessee and listening to.
You are absolutely right though. When I think about country music,
there's stories, and there's always a period at the end of the sentence, and you can write obscure lyrics, and you can write things that maybe people can't quite understand exactly what's going on, but at the same time, you can write something that has a starting point, a middle, and an ending. And that's what I always try to do when I'm writing lyrics. So.
Oh, well, I think, too, what you take away from it and what somebody else may take away from it, it's kind of like left open for interpretation.
Sure, absolutely. That's the beauty of music, and not understanding what the writer was talking about when they wrote the song. You know, like the first time I heard "Someone Saved My Life Tonight" from Elton John. I don't know if you're familiar with the song. I had no idea really what the song was, and you know, listening to those amazing lyrics that Bernie Taupin was writing. But then I later find out that it was him understanding that he wasn't ready to get married, and understood, finally realized to himself that he was gay. You know, and it's like, wow, that's what that song's about, really.
You would never know sometimes.
No, but it's a beautiful song, and the lyrics on it are just incredible. So.
Absolutely. So, I mean, with so much honesty and everything in the songwriting process, is it ever hard for you to reveal so much of yourself out there? And you know, when you're in that headspace and you're performing these songs each and every night, is it ever hard to be in that headspace and relive those emotions?
You know, in the heat of the moment when you're on the stage, you're just going through the song, and I don't think about lyrically. I don't think about what the meaning of my songs are. Yeah. You know, I know that there are some artists out there that just kind of get recaptured in the moment of what the lyrically those songs are about, and I get that and I understand it. But for me, when I go on a stage, I'm all about just having fun and interacting with the crowd and having a good time and trying to suck them in and let them enjoy what a Fuel show is. So, how
have you seen your fan base change over the years?
You know, we've all grown older, to say the least. You know, the Sunburn record came out in 1998, so it's been a long time, and you know,
that thing was on heavy rotation in 1998.
Knock on wood, you know, it's like, you know, I thank God I've had a career that has been fruitful enough to where I can be able to continue being a musician and doing what I truly love to do, you know, and thank God for the fans for allowing me to do that. So, yeah, that's...
Oh, I mean, it's so awesome, and it's refreshing to see that you guys are still doing it. And I mean, I think Sunburn was one of those albums that was just a pivotal album of the time, and it still lives, you know, I mean, it's still fantastic to this day.
I can honestly say, looking back on it, I listened to that record not too long ago just to kind of listen to it and see how we did and stuff. And you know, after I listened to it, I thought, you know what, we did it right. We did it right. We got it, you know. And it was fun to make that record because that record, we did it, I don't know how much you know about recording and the process and stuff, but we did that on 2-inch, which is... you know, it's not Pro Tools and things like that, you know, and there's no fixing it later kind of thing. It's either you get it.
See, that's what that perfectly imperfect sound.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, all the amazing records that I grew up listening to, there's so many little imperfections on them. You know, I played with Ray Manzarek and Robbie Krieger of The Doors for a few years, and I was singing for them. And when I had to go and learn the catalog of songs for the shows and everything, I was really cracking up sometimes because I would hear sour notes left and right because those guys were literally in a room playing those songs, and they were playing it live, and they were just recording it, and it was like, okay, is that the take? Okay, that's great. Let's move on. You know, one of those things. And it wasn't a matter of them getting the drums down and then trying to get the bass down and then layering everything over and over and over again. You know, it was just a matter of a band sitting in a room and playing the song.
I love those nuances. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a beautiful thing when artists can record records like that. So.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking a few minutes to speak with me today. I appreciate it. Is there any comments you'd like to share with fans?
Hey, I am out there. I'm on cyberspace, so come hang out with me. You know, I'm on the Twitter and the Facebook, and there's the fuelrocks.com and all that kind of stuff. So come on and hang out with us, man. We're having fun.
Nice. Thank you so much.